All right, I've been working on, looking at some of the theories, relativity and so forth, and the speed of light and all that business. Now, we clearly got a problem here. Einstein's theory says that in special relativity, maximum speed at which all matter and information in the universe can travel is the speed at which all massless particles and charges of the associated fields travel, including electromagnetic such as light and gravitation. That's not massless. It's totally not massless. It's obviously 100% proven it's not massless. You can shoot light at a Crookes radiometer and it will spin. And the brighter the light, the faster it spins. Now that means it has a mass. All these calculations are based on an invariant mass, which is the resting mass of the matter. And light specifically, you cannot work with the resting mass because light is moving forward at a specific rate of speed, but it is spinning at a different frequency, creating more angular momentum, which creates more literal mass. Alright, this is a Crookes radiometer, and when you shoot light at this thing, it makes it spin around in a circle. Obviously, light has a mass to it, because when it hits it, it spins it. So, if it had no mass, it wouldn't push it. Alright, this is the wave-particle duality problem, and I'm saying the wave-particle duality problem resolved with vortex theory, question mark. Now, I'm saying that particles and waves are the same thing. And as a particle moves forward in a spinning vortex, it creates a wave. You see it? A wave, a wave, a wave, like that. And the faster it spins, the tighter it spins, the more angular momentum, the heavier that particular mass becomes. As it spins slowly, well, it's going to be moving forward at the same speed. So it'll be moving forward like this. And that isn't a lot less distance, literally, than going and a spin like that forward. So the one that's spinning like crazy is going to have a much more energetic approach, and that's why there's a literal infinite, well, not infinite, but there's a extreme range of frequencies, and that creates the angular momentum, which affects the mass. That is my... Now, E equals mc squared talks about the mass being the resting momentum of something against gravity, which is not what mass really is. And also E equals mc squared, they're talking about massless particles of light, which is not, light is not massless. They're missing a whole lot of things here. So E equals mc squared, it's just not working. M, the mass, has to be taken into consideration if the frequency of the particle. And it doesn't take that into account, I don't think. I mean, I'd like to be corrected on this because I must be missing something, but I don't know. Now, I've been working with a fellow in Australia, Rodney Warren, and he takes pictures, and he's an experimenter and an inventor. And I noticed one of these pictures, and I thought, wow, this tells a story here. If he's taken pictures through a slit, and what he did was he took two nails, and they're metal nails, steel nails, and they're right next to each other, and he's shooting a laser between it, and he's picking up on the radiation that's coming out of the laser. Now, you'll notice in here that there's the purple color, the violet, and then there's other colors. Now, I'm saying that these are accelerated light. This is, I believe, Cherenkov radiation, which is a crash between accelerated past the speed of light back into the air that outside of the Venturi, which will stop it from being accelerated, and it crashes into that air. And I will show you all the information about Cherenkov radiation. But this tells me, well, I don't know if it's right or not, but I can see these plates shooting out of here in these formations, and I believe those are the spinning particles of light. And what happens is, this is a particle, let's say, and it's spinning through the air like this. And as it spins, it makes a wave. You see it? If I went like this, it's the same as doing this going forward, and it's spinning in a spin. Now, Einstein apparently has not taken into account the fact that these are actually particles, first of all, and they have mass. Secondly, that they have different circular angular momentum, and more angular momentum. The faster they spin, the more they will literally weigh. The slower they spin, the less energetic they are, and the less they weigh. So that mass is not being calculated correct. Right now, an electron is an electron in the theory that they have, and that's just not the way it works. An electron is an electron until it's accelerated and spun, and when that happens, it becomes more than an electron, and depending how fast it spins determines its literal weight and its mass, because mass is a chunk of material drawn to gravity, which is the Earth. Well, a chunk of material spun like a spinning top, spinning like crazy, has much more energy than it is when it's sitting rested, and that they're always working on a rest energy, I believe. Now, I could be totally wrong about everything, but what I'm seeing does not seem to work that way. And Vortex, I have calculations, and I have equations for the vortex energy anyway, and it takes into account angular momentum. Now, the other thing about E equals mc squared, it says only light can go 186,000 miles an hour, and that's just clearly not correct. Light goes slower through different mediums. Water, it goes slower through the air, it goes slower through sodium, vapors and things like that. You can almost slow it down to just a crawl, literally. Now, and I believe you can exceed the speed of light by putting it through a Venturi, and that's what Rodney did with this. He took two metal nails and shot a light through it, the laser through it, and the two nails created a Venturi effect, and the light hit that Venturi effect, it squished it and forced it through, and it crushed it. And coming out of the other side, it came out with Cherenkov radiation, which is a radiation that's created when a light goes from one media to another media and it crashes into it, like in nuclear power plants. And it also creates higher energy frequencies here, and we're getting all these plates, and I believe these are the literal spinning disks of light. Now, I can't prove this. I don't have any special equipment or anything, but when I saw this picture, I got a hold of Rodney, and you know, he's been doing this for a long time, and he's got all kinds of crazy pictures, and they're unbelievable stuff. But what do you do with it? You can't prove any of this stuff. Now, I can't prove this either, but it sure looks like what I'm talking about. Now, if we had somebody that had the right equipment, had the right thought process, maybe something could be done with this. But right now, we're sort of stuck. We're looking at it thinking, wow, this might be something. It fits the theory of vortex theory, and that's where we sit. Now, you should look at this up. Wave-particle duality resolved. What is the vortex theory, and peer review requested? And that's what we're looking for. And it's on YouTube.